Hello and welcome back to another Northern Pokemon opening. My name is Professor Joel, and today I bought myself a collection, which came with these two binders, a bunch of Elite Trainer boxes, a bunch of piles of cards, and everything you see hidden underneath these code cards are hits. This is probably going to be quite a long series. I'm going to probably break it up into a few pieces, but we have over 280-ish hits here. So buckle in and get ready. I think we're going to go from like least impressive... least impressive. Trying to figure out how I want to do this because I know I got the binders there, off to the corner here, and I got some stuff here. You know what? I think I will do it. One second. Blah. I'll grab some of these, stack up the piles using these as dividers. I'll set those piles off to the side, and we'll crack into the binders first. Actually, the jumbos first, because I feel like these are the least cool of the bunch. I mean, they're just jumbos. Everybody sees them. They're kind of eh. So, who's that Pokemon? It's Charizard EX. So, you got ourselves a nice jumbo Charizard EX. I'm going to be doing a small panel at a convention in town next year, and I'm thinking I'm going to lace these on the table as underneath the tablecloth, transparent. They're going to just have the Pokeball for the less entertaining ones, and for the cool ones, they'll have the face up, like this one. I'm not sure if it's that great, but we'll see. Okay, got ourselves a Kangaskhan. Pheromosa GX, a little weird cockroaching. An Umbreon GX, which I think is pretty neato. Tapu Koko, I think this is the shiny version from the shiny box. A giant Snorlax, which is the first GX card, I believe. Nope, it says Sun Moon 5. I don't know if, yeah, I guess it was the fifth one. Okay, we got ourselves a Dragonite. An Arcanine Break, which I know my buddy will probably want to have because he loves Arcanine. That's cool. Maybe I'll hold on to it. Hello. Now, I'm probably going to be giving out a few of these things to my league there. At least all the bulk. You two, another fan favorite. And I think I'm going to make a little competition where if people can beat the professor, they can get one of the regular arts ultra rares. Okay, so we set that aside. And we'll move on to the next part. If you're seeing this version of the video, that means I decided to go back and refilm this one because I found a better way to pose this up and I could use my hands to talk. Now, so this is the first chunk there. It's basically from, I think, Gen 1 to Gen 4? Gen 3? Gen 3 at least, I think. Gen 3 is at the end, I believe. Got ourselves a few cool things. Like these aren't too special, but they got the growing up with their kids, teenagers, and more or less adults. Looks like they didn't have enough for the Blastoise line, so they just threw these in there. So that's kind of neat. Just free EX cards off the front. I already seen them earlier, but I'm doing like a recast here. This Pharaoh Delta species is kind of neat. I think that's pretty neato. These are just 2 cares bulk rares, maybe not even. This one's pretty neat. Wonder if Pikachu would have shocked this one, or is this from the, when he got shocked and he became a lightning type afterwards? Set that aside, it's pretty neato. They're mixing up the Alolan forms with the regular forms. And I came, not language. Right here, I was looking earlier, but I think I pulled it out. I mentioned that they had a bunch of things just hiding underneath slots. Like, for instance, there's all these other things hiding underneath this Pikachu slot. These two in the back are pretty neat. I haven't seen these two really. And this one's just absolutely glorious. Like, look at all that hollow goodness there. Set that aside. Wonder if there's anything underneath this Raichu. The pretty cute Raichu in the field. See a hollow, 2 hollows underneath the non-hollow version. What gives? We'll set them down. Keep going. Yeah, this is the culprit I discovered it on originally, is the Clefairy here. Come on. Clefairies. So many Clefairies. Come on, I don't want one by one. Come on, all these together. Yeah, it's just so many Clefairies, even hollows and such. Nobody really cares about Clefairy too much, but the one that was out is actually a pretty nice art. Plus, you can see that the hollow, so maybe I should look for the actual camera. The hollow is kind of shining through the top picture as well, so that makes it like a hollow fade kind of deal. Alright, let's continue. Wasted 2 minutes already, I'm only on the second page. I am curious, I'm not going to go for every single one, but Vulpix, alternate types of Vulpix, the Alolans. Okay, I was just curious, done. Keep going. Some Bats, whoop-de-dee. Some Alolans, whoop-de-doo. Some Poliwags and whatnot. I'll have to look through those in a bit to see if there's anything good. Ooh, a nice Growlithe with the what is it called? The Radiant Collection? No, Legendary Treasures Collection there. Golem Golem, Hollow. That one's cool to get a reverse. I kind of like the Ancient Traits and their 75% art, as other people are calling it. Got a Muck that makes you slow, and a Creepshore Gengar that'll knock you out if you have free damage counters on you, which is pretty cool. And there's a new card coming out that would hit all EXs and GXs and Megas and things, if it's the big boys, the X cards. And that might be a nice little combo. Gyarados. I'm gonna just take a look here. Hey, I was needing that actually. The, the Gyarados from Evolution set. Yeah, I didn't actually have one, so it's cool that there's one hidden away back there. Let's see what's behind this Vaporeon. Nothing, just the one that changes the typing to water for all your stage 2s, which could be interesting, but meh. Continue. Another one, some stuff. As I was saying earlier in the first one, they made a full art of all these two, I believe, or at least a different one of this, so Find Ice and this one. They really should have picked this one to make a full art. I think it would be balanced. This one was quick and could do a really big attack. This one could get you energies. This one had a really light one, but you had such a long charge, as these ones only have free. This one has a bigger cost, but it has a decent chance for a payoff. It's 80, or it could become 120. So if so, it does 20 to itself. But I mean, that's it's pretty good. Probably was a flip on that one originally. Got some Dragonites. Nothing too crazy. This Mewtwo is actually soaring in price right now because it's a good Buzzwole counter with the Malamars that are out nowadays. You just charge it up instantly on the bench and then come out and hit for 100 and does enough damage to one-shot a Buzzwole. We got a Mew, which everybody was going hyped for originally. This was like a $5 card once upon a time. Now here is a nice treasure. It's a little dinged up, but it's a Delta Species reverse. No, not a reverse. I think it's just a holo. They did a border job on these ones, and they made the Pokemon holo instead, and the reverses had gold name tags, gold HP, and a stamp logo right there. This is a nice little find, a nice little gem, but we got way better stuff to come. I mean, just more retro, not retro, but things that people would love a little bit better. The Delta Species Metal Pichu, I love metal Pokemon, and here's a little baby Pokemon, so that's cool. Okay, keep going. An old Macro, this one's a rare. I can tell just because I remember this one. Nope. Can't remember the name tag for this one. Regardless, it's a rare. Okay, let's see. Sunscreen, Slow King, which is a nice little... I know a deck that it works in really well. A bunch of stuff. This one I like. 75% art, Ancient Trait, Kingdra. There was supposed to be a pre-release version of it with a different angle. I'd really love to get this card because Kingdra is one of my favorites. So yeah, that's pretty neato. Set it aside in a nice pile of stuff. And here's another great one. And here's what I was telling you about the gold name tag up here. Is this the hollow one? Is this Unseen Forces? Oh, shucks. I gotta quiet that fridge. I hope I don't forget because I'm just gonna ruin my food. So the Unseen Forces one, I don't know if this one actually has the hollow like that. No, this one has like a kind of glitter to it. Not too bad. Anyways, it has the gold text, gold HP stamp, like I said. And a rare got a little extra symbol. I kind of think the reverses in this set were way better than any other sets that, any other sets really. Today's reverse rare, like, what do you think would look better? A Pokemon in your binder with a holo like this, or a holo like this? I say these ones are a lot better. I think I already had this Tyrogue in my binder as its placeholder, like my Tyrogue card. It's going to be a debate which one I want, but this is pretty cool. This is an old Neo set one. Neo Discovery, I believe, so that's pretty neato. Pretty Neo. That sucks. We got ourselves a Smeargle. I don't remember if his tail was green, if that meant that he might have been shiny, because I know he's a paint guy and he changes his tail and his whole gimmick is color changing. Pick a color and all. Probably nothing too special, probably just a common. Okay, continue. We got a Suicune up here. This is pretty neat. Looks a little dinged. Seems to be a promo. I like the border so much on this card, though. That's a nice border. And Suicune got shafted in the EX and GX era. Didn't get an EX, GX card. They decided to reprint an Entei card GX twice, and Riku got one coming up. Hint, nudge, nudge. But, yeah, got screwed. I'm just going to call it out as it is. Down here we got a nice little Celebi card. Time Recall. It's pretty cool. Nice little full art. An old Ho-Ho card from Heart Gold, Soul Silver. This was my very first Pokemon game was Pokemon Gold, so I love me a Ho-Ho. I really wish it was the holo version, though, because I already own one of these. Okay, continue. Just gotta make sure that you don't go anywhere, because you're pretty nice. Got some Team Aqua's Whoop-De-Doo, nothing too special. 75% art on this. A dual type here, which I thought was pretty neat, and Lucario. Got ourselves an old Radiant Collection version of Gardevoir. And I think this is the shiny one too, because the normal one's green. This one has like a bluish. It could just be whatever this beam of light is just kind of stealing all the coloring out of the scene, but I don't know, I think it might be the shiny. We got a Delta species up here and a whole truckload of Ralts. Yeah, most of them are garbage. This one's pretty nice though. This one's a Radiant Collection, so that's kind of neat, but continue. Don't want to put it back in there, it's too bulky. Just want to check here. No, nothing behind those. Claymation Aeron, that's pretty neat. Speaking of which, Aeron? Yeah, Aeron gets mad when he gets older. Sharpedo Reverse, they had hollows in the pile of hollows, so I would put that in there. Oh, another one, I have the Delta Species Cacturn. Mine is reverse, so it has the gold everything in the stamp. So mine's a lot better than this one, but this one's still pretty neato because of different typings and all. Claydolls and a Crawdaunt up there. And that's about it for this binder. So I'm going to compare the two, and maybe you'll be seeing this video or the original one where I was struggling to hold it open the whole time. This looks kind of creepy. There's like an eye right here, and another eye right here, and this little smirk. It's like some Mimikyu looking evil thing right here. Okay, let's continue with the second part of these binders. It's a little later in the day. It's a little quieter. I like this angle. That's a little better. So we have ourselves a... What is this? I guess this was Gen Free right here? Yeah, this looks like Gen Free. There's a bunch of holos on this page. Ooh. Relicanth. One of my favorite Pokemons. Okay, keep going. A little out of frame. Just want to move that a little up. There you go. So we have this Delta Species Latios on a Latios promo. That's pretty neat. This Rayquaza looks pretty good with a cosmic foil off on the side here. It's pretty neat. Jirachi. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-scoop-de-doo. Not too much. Like, it looks like she was filling it in. And she has cards definitely in the bulk to fill in these in the holos. There's plenty of spots that could have been filled in. Let's see if she has both the blue and the pink one. Oh, kind of. She has a holo version, and we decided to put this one up front. Just slip that. I like this one a little bit better because it has the both of them in it. It's easier. Just want to have one sample in your book, not 2 pages. Like, but so one of the things I've also been doing in mine is I've been putting like the fossil, then the. Anyways, I got to redo my book a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Some metal Pokemans. I love my metal ones. This Toxicroak is one of my favorite Toxicroaks of all time. Poison enzyme says it can't be damaged when your opponent is Pokemon is poisoned. So you use Ariados to poison them, or various other ways to poison them, and he's just bulletproof. What do we have here? This is a nice old holo. A bunch of other rares. Oh, that's cool. I'll just slide that down. Okay. Nice Spirit Tomb. I'm pretty sure that's from, what is it, Phantom Forces? Yeah. Crazy backdrop. It's like a swirl of candy. Really like that set. Nope, more Spirit Tombs. Can't remember. One of the Spirit Tombs is like a really good card. Okay, keep going. The Magnet Zone that allows you to give as many electric energies as you want. And the newer sets have a reprint of that. There's a metal version, which I love because I love me metal memes. We got a full art Arceus down here. That's pretty cool. Keep going. There's a promo Giratina. Draw. Yep. All types of stuff. More of the spirits. Ooh. A few promos here. This one's kind of neat. This one's the Radiant Collection. I don't know if they did a Radiant Collection for the water line too. Curious about that now. Okay, keep going. Some Lipers. That was also not in the Radiant. This one wasn't. Uzavent. Excadrill. Keep going. Oh. See, this one's a Japanese card. This setup's way nicer. Oh, and some more rares. Japanese one with the different backings. The only problem is like, I'm thinking of these elemental. There's like grass, electricity, water. I think that's fighting down there. Normal, fire, we'll say. Psychic. But there's so many other elements and they couldn't really update it, so Pokemon kind of has like that Yu-Gi-Oh swirl in the back there. I'll just slip those in there. Skeleopede, that was another one of my faves back in the day. One of my favorite black and white species anyways. Oh, what's this? Crocodile? Crocodile, I thought he was a Gen 7, but nope. Keep going. Zoro. Oh, Zoroark. Too bad they shouldn't have the secret rare version. Like little hidden gem in this book. Another metal meme. Sawbuck. They really got to release more Sawbucks with different seasons. I think they only had 2 of them. Let's see. Joltik. They got the Night March. Yep, Night March. Infamous Night March attack. Discard half your deck, and on turn 1, turn 2, you hit for up to 200 damage. This attack does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon in your discard that have Night March. That is a gross card. You know what? Nah, I'm not going to destroy it. I know somebody will like it. Okay, Electros, that's kind of neat. Do they have the Dynamo one? The Dynamo one's definitely better. There's no way of getting electrical energy from the discard. She does, but it's a World Championships edition from 2013. Oh, let's see. Don't know his name. Oh well, there's that. I'm going to have to take all these out. I'm not going to actually use this as a binder for keeping species. I'm going to use it as a trade binder / collection holder. Durants. I like Durants kind of because they're mill Pokemon. They're really weak, but they're kind of neat. One says for, let's see, this has any damage counters on it, discard top 4. And this one says discard a card from random till she has, your opponent has, she or he has 4 Pokemon in their hand, or 4 cards in their hand, whatever. Durants always get eaten by this card up here. Eat more. Come on now. Let's see. There was a little meme deck that was made with this. It draws through... Basically, the fire that it cooks up in its furnace is hot enough to eat Durant's shell, which is kind of morbid. Oh, got something damaged in here. What is this? A promo version? Yeah, it's a promo. I can't think of the mysterious treasures. Some treasures, and other treasures, but reverse and regular hollow. And a new one from Roaring Skies. Chestnut. A bunch of Froakies in here, it looks like. And not Froakies, but Ninjas, baby. Huh? A bunch of different art forms. Oh, down here's a nice one. I have to set this aside. Keldeo. Mythical Pokemon. And a Genesect, which is actually one of my favorite Pokemon. I love armored bug type Pokemon. This is one of my favorite cards because of how realistic it looks like. That looks, it's CG obviously, but this looks like a shiny metal bug thing has appeared on an actual city street and is about to attack you. I hate the new Genesect angle for the full art though. It's pretty bad. Got shafted, as someone on the internet once said. Got some Pyroars. Ooh, what do we have here? The promo? That's cool. Crunch and Royal Flare. This one had an amazing ability. It says that it couldn't be attacked by basic Pokemon when EXs were around. That was pretty OP. That one's a really nice art. Alexander's going to love to have that one. Set that aside. Okay, keep going. I like this, having my hands free. Not so hard to hold up and try to keep the page open at the same time. Got an Aegislash, and I see there's an alternate, or more arts down there. Stance Change, Miracle Guard. Is this from the same set? Nope, it isn't, but the X and Y base set had a stance change where you could have like a different version that was more attack, more defense, something like that. It's pretty neato. Set those aside. Drowgy. This Poison Ring, if it's poison, can it retreat? I thought about using that in my other deck I was mentioning with the Toxicroak, but never got around to it. Okay, keep going. A Hawlucha. There's a nice hollow. And a bunch of unhollows, but that one's the icing on the cake here. Okay, continue. This book's about to get lopsided there. All the cards are off to one side. There is a Goodra. That's pretty neat. Punkaboo, Night March. Gorgeous. And Looks like, I don't know if this was the actual end. Well, I mean, there was a few others. Here's a nice promo. This one looks like a special one. Yeah, it's a promo, XY90. It's a Hoopa. Pretty cool. I like the angle. It's the other side. And this card down here, once upon a time, I bought one of these to complete my collection up to XY. It was like the very last set that had Volcanians, so they kind of hook you into the very last sets almost. And I ended up paying something like $6 for a regular common card, even though it was a mythical Pokemon, just because it was so useful with its Power Heater. Power Heater does 20, but it allows you to accelerate 2 energy from the discard to your Pokemon. That was a really good thing. And a bunch of other things, but that's about it. So I'm going to pause this one, and we'll get you in the next part. Just going to show this off for half a second. It's just an old binder. I'm not quite sure what the logo that's being covered up by Rayquaza is, but all it is a bunch of old trainer cards, which are kind of neat. There's a few hollows and reverse hollows, which makes me happy because I actually didn't have a reverse Sycamore, and now I have a special one, we'll say, but you'll see that in a later part probably. Okay, keep going. Ah, what do you see? I see a Missy's Determination, but that's nothing special. Hint, hint. Professor Kukui and an N down there, that's pretty nice. I got a reverse N in a different pile of stuff. We have some Japanese cards. Looks like whoever owned this earlier was able to get one of those Japanese packs there. You got a Fossil Excavation and a Greedy Dice, which is an awful, awful card. Why would anybody want to reprint that? Or maybe this is the original? They're from 2 different colors there, so I don't know, I guess they do them in colors and letters. Nothing too crazy. An old few reverses. These Battle Compressors are pretty good and expanded. XP Share's been reprinted in its reverse hollows, so that's kind of nice. Some Aqua Gear and Magma Gear. 1 Max Elixir. I noticed that they had a Point Break box, and there's only 1 Max Elixir, which is kind of saddening, because this card was like an $8 card. For a while, it was pretty useful. It allows you to look at the top 6, and then if you see an energy, attach it to a basic on the bench. Like that's getting set aside just because of how useful it is. I think that would be my 3rd one out of all of them. Some Ultra Balls. A few more supporters down there. Whoop-de-dee. Okay, blah blah. Few stadiums. Shrine of Memories. Altar Memories. Lake Boundaries. Apply weakness for each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent is 2x instead. Maybe it was back in the format when it was just like an extra 10, 20, 30 plus, but now it's double damage. Now that's the norm. Let's see, continue. For Dimension Valley is actually pretty useful and expanded because it allows your Psychic Pokemon to use one less colorless in their attack. And then a bunch of Spirit Links, which are, nobody really cares for Spirit Links. I wouldn't mind getting extra Scissor Spirit Links, but I mean, these hollow ones, I think all I'm going to do is I take all my Spirit Links and I put them in a bulk bin at the league. And that way they can, if anybody really wants to go back and do an Aggron or a Mega Ardino, they have the option, but I don't think anybody really will. I'm like the only person who does occasionally play Megas, and it's my Iron Man. I use a Magnezone to recharge, Max Potion to heal up, and Magnezone to get those energy back. Mount Cornet, great stuff. But as for these ones, since nobody's going to want those, I think I might just bleach the ink off till they're hollow and make custom cards eventually. Well, there's another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Characters, kind of cool. I think it would be neat if these binders could hold enough to, say, hold 150 different cards or so, from a maximum amount a set could add to the story. But yeah, like a different, having each little pro binder here for each thing. This one has some good stuff in it. Looks like they got a Premier GX Pro box, or the full art box. Comes with the hollow versions of these guys, so that's pretty neat. And a pulled Incineroar. I'm personally a Decidueye fan, but, to each their own. So there's some of that. Trombeak, I know it's nothing special, but I was looking for the longest time to get a few more of these. Because I had the 4 and 4 of these, and I had like 20 of these things, and 20 of these, but I had none of these, and now I have way too many. Hey, Pro Rockruff, promo, that's nice. 60 HP is a little nowadays, because there's a 70 version. It looks so sad. And I know somebody was looking for these at League. Oh, this is a top loader. Just gonna pull these out. I'll be down here. There you go. Somebody was needing that because they were trying to do a Vika Bulu something. Not Bulu, but something Vika Bolt. Okay, what do we got? A little Dewpider and a Salad. Yeah, nothing too great. This is a hollow, blah, blah, blah. I can't pronounce it, but it's a Serene? Tosere? I don't know. It's T silent somehow. Keep going. Cosmo, we got ourselves a, down here, we got ourselves a GX. It's a Promo Lunala, which I actually think is a better art than the original version. Just think the angle is better, the different, pose is better. Still a horrible card, but I mean, it's still cool. I think I'll let Alex have that. In the back here, we have a few GXs, which is kind of nice to see some hidden gems in the very back. We have a Gardevoir, which won World's Championships. A full art Lycanroc that I can feel the texture through the pocket. I mean, plastic's a little weak, but I can still feel the vibrations. And a Machamp GX, which is one of the worst cards you can probably get as a full art or anything. It's just too heavy to power up. You're going to get knocked out. Sure does 250 HP. It's pretty miscut too, actually. I think the other one was... Yeah, the other one's pretty miscut as well. But I mean, still kind of neato. One of the old famous Pokemon. Man, I should almost go back and redo the other part. And a few other Pokemon, Darkrai, Zygarde, which were League promos in the... recently enough. No, actually, it was probably a year ago. Well, that's the Sun Moon era. So I think that's all for the binders for now. Well, I mean, there's no more. Professor Joel here in the editing bay. It turns out this is going to be about 40 to 50 minutes in total for this whole series, so I'm going to cut it into a part 2. If you want to check out part 2, the link will be right here. We're going to get into some really nice stuff there. So, a lot of hits. Check it out. Click the thing. Right? This is right there. Grab it. Catch you later.